Tom Curran, 2 days into training camp. Any sunburns or anything? We doing okay?
I would say that I have a healthy glow to me. But so far, I wear my big hat.
Yep.
And I do put on my lube.
Yep. He does.
So I'm feeling good. But I would absolutely 1,000,000 times take heat over cold.
Same.
Heat doesn't hurt.
Yep.
Heat doesn't hurt. Cold hurts.
Indeed. Speaking of hurts, is it going to hurt Drake Maye with how bad his tackles are? Because the story from day one was everybody going, wow, I know they're not in pads yet, but it seems like there's a lot of pressure coming off the edges. Would that be your biggest concern coming out of the first couple days of practice?
I'm going to be really honest. I swear to God, I cannot fathom what would be a concern yet. And that's really being honest. I'm not trying to be a dink and difficult. But how can we come up with a concern when we're not getting anything representative as to real football being played? Now, I will allow you this. Bill Moose Messina was watching the one-on-ones between offensive line and defensive line, and he did opine that there were some guys who were thrown into the stratosphere along the offensive line. But until the pads go on, I can't express a concern.
So, Tom, are you as, I won't say smitten, but are you as surprised, if not amazed, by both the physical condition of Stefon Diggs and just how good he looks out there, immediately establishing chemistry with Drake Maye and himself as wide receiver one?
It is surprising. It's certainly surprising, certainly not surprising given the context of what we saw in the spring. So he was just so ridiculously ahead of schedule then that to see that he continues to be ridiculously ahead of schedule, we're already accustomed to it. But I think it's a medical marvel. There's no other way to describe it. But he's good. He's getting the ball on a regular basis. And it was interesting to hear Kendrick Bourne say today that it really does make us all a little bit better because he changes the geometry of the offense with the attention that he draws. So they're already seeing that, and he does. He looks really good.
All right, Tom, I'm going to be the a-hole that asked the two-part question.
Oh, boy.
I'm a two-parter.
Do it.
Here we go. First part is, as far as receivers, let's keep it on in the wide receiver group. Who is distinguishing themselves just on the first 2 days? And where the heck is Jalen Polk? Because he's not on any list, but yet he is not practicing.
This is the pecking order that I see right now. And Phil and I just discussed this on the YouTube Live that we did at 3 o'clock. We'll be doing a YouTube Live at 3 or 4 o'clock every single day during this portion of camp. But I would say that Diggs is at the top. Then it skip on down to Demario Douglas second. Then I would say Kendrick Bourne. Then I would say Kyle Williams. Then Kayshon Boutte. So that's your pecking order right now. Efton Chisholm lags a bit behind. Then I would say and presume that at some point it will be Jalen Polk. Don't know exactly what his situation is. It's mesmerizing. And then finally, Javon Baker, somewhere down in the netherworld. But those first 5 guys are all taking reps with the ones on a regular basis. So to me, it's a nice complement of different skills. And it was good to hear Kendrick Bourne today when I asked him about the room. He wasn't like, oh, yeah, we're all supporting each other, and it's a great group, and everybody's pulling for you. He's like, no, it's every man for himself. We all got to carve a role because any of us could get cut. I was like, oh, that's good. I'd like to hear that.
Tommy Curran, NBC Sports Boston, joining us here on WEEI Afternoons. Tom, what have you seen just sort of big picture, 10,000 feet, Mike Vrabel, first couple days, comparing it to other camps you've been around, whether it's scheduling, urgency, whatever, the sort of the vibe of the first couple days?
I just think it's organized and the guys know what the expectations are. And I've seen a million camps in which the players move around at a nice, rapid, and efficient pace, and that's what's going on in this one as well. So there's nothing different there. We saw it happen with Mayo. They moved around nice. They were long-ass physical practices, and we certainly saw it with Bill. The one thing, if I could veer with this answer to something that I'm starting to hear and see, to a totally different topic.
Sure.
I don't know how different the Josh McDaniels offense is going to be this year.
I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you that question. Interesting.
These guys keep coming out to us, and I'm like, how different is it? I'm like, same.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne, they keep underscoring that it is basically the same offense. Not that it's simple, not that it's not designed to take advantage of so many things that a Josh McDaniels offense takes advantage of, but yet to see many of the bells and whistles. So I guess what I would say is, from what we're seeing so far, the staple aspects of the Josh McDaniels offense that made the Patriots offense so difficult to defend seem intact right now.
Well, it also could be a rope-a-dope. Maybe that's what they're telling us now and what they're putting on in camp, but then it'll be totally different come
TC doesn't get rope-a-doped.
No.
He's been around the block.
Yeah.
He knows.
We'll see.
I don't know. That would be a very concerted, what do they call it, psyops?
Yeah, no chance.
Totally. Hey, Tom, so we were down there watching all the quick drills and, this and that, and should I be alarmed that the place kicker didn't necessarily look great today?
No, crap. I meant to mention that on the pod. You cannot be smashing it into the driving range off the first tee.
No, you can't hit the netting on the driving range.
That's what I compared it to. He
Holy
looked like
crap.
me. He stinks.
That wasn't good, Tom.
No, it's. I just don't. I don't know. I don't like rookie kickers. I don't. Nick Folk. Remember how everyone was? Oh, this guy sucks when he missed like 3 kicks. I'm like, he's down the middle all the time. Will you stop complaining about how he stunk? It was early on. I'm like, just be patient. Old guys are better kickers. Old guys are better kickers.
It's true.
Until
That's it. I'm worried about the fella. Sure.
Borregales, yeah, me too.
Anyway, all right, dealer's choice. Tom, you want to talk about the defense or Drake Maye?
May.
What's he looking like? Like
the padless thing.
Okay, a year ago today he was backing up Jacoby Brissett. Now he's the man. Like just overall kind of thoughts on how he's carrying himself, how he looks. Just how what have been your thoughts overall about Drake Maye in the first 2 days?
I thought that his press conference yesterday, not just in what he said, but in the way he said it, was appreciably different. You could play his press conference, any of them, from last year and the way he spoke and compare it to this one, and it sounds like 78 RPMs last year to 33. He's more relaxed. He's calm. He has an idea where he wants to go with his answers. He was, geared up. He didn't know what the hell was going on, which is fine. And he just sounds more comfortable and confident, which is tremendous news. Now, does that mean that he's going to throw 35 touchdowns because he happens to be more comfortable and knows where to get his coffee and where the bags are? No. But I think he really exudes a level of comfort that he was preventing himself from feeling last year. I think he prevented himself from feeling it because growing up as he did in that athletic family with a quarterback dad, there's a pecking order and an order to being on a team that he is just tied to and will honor. And as a result, he never wanted to be the guy who seemed to be entitled. And now I think that he rightfully feels entitled to say and do some things in a particular way. As for on the field, through 2 days, he's got like 3 incompletions. And today, and they're kind of competitive for 11 on 11, but McDaniels is having him throw short and underneath over and over and over again. And that could really be interesting to see the way these two guys marry up with unlocking him as an underneath and short area thrower who takes the profit. And with McDaniels, I'm babbling here, Ted, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
But he's got such a great reputation. Is look, on every play, somebody's going to be pretty close to almost wide open. Might not be the guy you think, but if it is, we're going to scheme it up so there's a lot of guys running free in the 54 yards back and forth across the field, horizontally.
Tom, offense gets a lot of talk because Drake Maye's young and offense is sexy and all that, but I think we all believe this defense is supposed to be really good. One thing that has caught my eye or stood out to me, concerned me, is Terrell Williams is back out there. He's supposed to be the defensive coordinator. Doesn't look like he's at full health, kind of just standing in the middle of the field. I think if we was a player, we'd say did not participate fully in practice. Do you have any feel for what his role is going to be moving? Is he going to be the true defensive coordinator at some point, or do we need to start to get a little more in touch with Zach Core, the guy who's been kind of filling in, or who's going to pull this all together?
I can only base it on what Mike Vrabel said, which was that he's full go. He's back with us. We're happy to have him, and he's going to connect with guys. And this was his answer that he provided on Tuesday. So, Andy, I'll pay closer attention to that. Honestly, and then I'm not being a smartass. I hadn't noticed it.
How come you answer every one of my questions with "I'm not being a smartass" or "I'm not being a dink"? I think you were trying to screw with me today, Tommy Curran.
No, I swear to God, I'm not. Not this time. I gave that up in about 2020.
Smart man. Hey, last one real quick, Tom. I saw Barmore over on the side field doing some individual work, less with the team. Anything to be concerned about there?
No, he said that was planned.
Okay.
They're just doing it that way.
Okay.
We had some time with him. He said that was planned. They're going to, just, I guess, put him on somewhat of a, for lack of a better word, pitch count.
Yep.
With some of these practices coming back. So no, he's way less heavy.
He physically he does look terrific.
Says he's down to 300, 305. He was up to 330 last year. So yeah, leaner.
Yeah. So, all right. Sorry about that, Drew Hart.
No worries. I want to hear back next week what you observe and hear about Terrell Williams and some of the other issues, the offensive line. But we're all excited. Football's back.
He'll have concerns for you next week.
He'll have okay. I look forward next week, next Thursday, 3:30 here on WEEI Afternoons. Tom Curran's concerns. We good with that?
I love it. Curran's concerns.
Curran's concerns. We'll talk to you then. See you, Tom.
See you, buddy.